What's going on, everyone? Jeremy from the Quartering, and this headline is an attention grabber. I have not read the article straight through yet because I thought I would want to react in real time to this. Now, as an update, Spider-Man has left the MCU. I feel like maybe I'm in the minority here, but I don't care. I just don't care. To me, as I've always said, the MCU stopped mattering that much to me after Endgame. I'm not saying I'm never going to see another Marvel movie. I'm not even going to say that I'll never be excited for one. I still like Guardians of the Galaxy, except they seem to be going downhill, relying too much on slapstick and not enough on story. But nonetheless, Spider-Man leaving the Avengers was big news. And before I get into the rest of this video, huge shout out to today's video sponsor, NordVPN. I've been using a VPN for the past few years, and given everything going on in today's internet world, it's something I strongly recommend you look into. NordVPN has over 5,200 servers in 60 countries, no data logging. It has an extension for the Chrome browser, which is lightweight, user-friendly from the very first click. It has super fast servers, 24/7 customer support, up to 6 simultaneous connections, which means your computer, your laptop, your cell phone, whatever you want to protect. It also has an automatic kill switch. Keep access to your favorite websites, entertainment, and content, and forget about censorship or bandwidth limits. NordVPN was selected as the best VPN at the VPN Awards in 2018, and right now they're offering a huge 75% off deal off their 3-year plan, including 1 free month. And most importantly, you support the channel when you check it out. Hey, you're going to need a VPN, and even though the offer is ending soon, NordVPN is offering 75% off their 3-year plan, including 1 free month. So why not support the channel while browsing the web securely by following the link in the description below and getting NordVPN today. Going home to Sony, as Sony realized that they have a couple of gigantic franchises, and the superhero genre is so huge and such an instant moneymaker that even average movies make $1 billion. Look, I know many of you really liked Venom. Okay, the fans loved it. The fans of a lot of these characters from the 90s and the 80s, it's just awesome to see them on the big screen. Tom Hardy is a great actor, but the movie in and of itself wasn't that great. It was okay. Sorry if you disagree, but that's fine. It's just my opinion of the film. I'm not a critic. I'm not saying because I say it was average that it is. Just my opinion of it. Aquaman. You know, the DC world. I didn't think that movie was that great. Still made $1 billion. Venom, like I said, made $800 million, something like that. Spider-Man set all records for Sony with their latest film, Far From Home. So him leaving the MCU is a big deal, although I believe everyone involved will be fine. The MCU has a trajectory in which I am not excited about, but I mean, look, I grew up with these characters. I grew up with, Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, Scarlett Johansson, Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo. These are the Avengers to me. That doesn't mean that there can't be a new group of fans that like these new Avengers. I'm not discounting them wholesale just because they're not the original. I'm just being honest and saying that I don't care as much. I don't have anything invested in them. But Marvel just announced the MCU's perfect Spider-Man replacement. Marvel Studios have already announced the perfect Spider-Man replacement, Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel. Spider-Man has been described as Marvel's Mickey Mouse, the most recognizable and distinctive superhero brand. That's why Marvel Studios went to such an effort to reach an unprecedented deal that brought the wall crawler into the MCU. And that's why the recent collapse of Marvel Disney-Sony deal is such a blow to their shared cinematic universe. I guess that's fair to say. Everybody knows who Spider-Man is. I would say that the Incredible Hulk's pretty well known too, and so is Iron Man. Captain America, Maybe Black Widow a little less so, but I mean, they're all pretty popular. When Stan Lee and Steve Ditko created Spider-Man, they envisioned him as the ultimate everyman hero. In superhero universe filled with hyper-intelligent geniuses, strange visitors from other worlds, military-trained super soldiers, and scientists with breathtaking anger management issues, Spider-Man is essentially an ordinary person who's gained superpowers. According to Lee himself, the idea for well, what about Captain America? And there are a lot of superheroes that were kind of made that way. Anyway, according to Lee himself, the idea for Spider-Man came from a surge in teen demand for comic books. Yes, yes, yes. Who is Miss Marvel? The loss of Spider-Man means the MCU no longer has an everyman hero, which represents the teen audience. Fortunately, Marvel recently announced they have a replacement. Kamala Khan. Somebody nobody knows. Oops, that was my commentary. Who's getting her own Miss Marvel series on Disney+. Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige has been teasing Kamala Khan's MCU debut. Yes. Okay, I'm going to just give you some raw statistics. Think about who sees Marvel superhero movies. Yes, it's mostly everybody, but there's definitely a demographic that far outweighs the rest. How exactly a teen, like, Muslim girl with stretchy arms is going to relate as an everyman, I don't know. I mean, maybe. It seems like a stretch. Ha! Anyway, it's easy to forget that Miss Marvel was designed after a pattern of Spider-Man. Her creators, Marvel editors, Sana Amnat and Stephen Wacker, artist Adrian blah, 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 and writer G. Willow Wilson, who's a crazy person on Twitter, envisioned her as another everyman hero, designed to represent the complexity of a modern multicultural society where Peter Parker, originally a Jewish kid, they created Kamala Khan as a young Muslim. And the majority of her stories subtly explore these themes of social justice in the context of fundamentalist faith. Yeah, sign me up. Can I buy tickets today? This sounds like the perfect everyman story. G. Willow Wilson followed the Spider-Man pattern when she wrote the popular Miss Marvel comic book. No, it wasn't popular. That is a lie. Stan Lee and Steve Ditko carefully built a strong sense of place around Peter Parker so that the readers felt like they got to know New York itself by reading Wallcrawler's adventures. In the same way, Wilson ensured that Miss Marvel's run gave Camilla a sense of what she called particularity, truly making her feel as though she existed in the real place. Wilson showed the same dedication to Camilla's supporting cast, working hard to flesh them out so that Camilla felt as though she was interacting with real people. As popular as Kamala Khan's Miss Marvel may be, popular? What? What? With who? Who's buying that book? I guarantee you it's not even in the top 50. Cyberfrog probably sold more copies than that did. Where are these people getting their numbers? And if she's so popular, why is she appearing on Disney Plus? Why isn't she on the big screen? We already have announced superhero movies next year for a lot of superheroes that the overwhelming majority of people outside of hardcore comic book fans have never even heard of. So why isn't Miss Marvel in there? Anyway, all this isn't hard to say that she's already become the equal of Spider-Man in terms of cultural impact. What? What? Where? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe I'm living in a bubble. I don't know. I have never heard of Miss Marvel other than people making fun of her. Where are all these rabid fans? This is coming from the same people that say the Captain Marvel comic was wildly popular, even though it was canceled half a dozen times. She is a remarkable success, to be sure. Again, where is the evidence of this? especially for a character that was only introduced in comics back in 2013. But she's nowhere near that big. What does this mean? Though she can fill the narrative and thematic gap left in the MCU by Spider-Man's departure, the loss of an everyman hero who occupies a very specific particular part of the world, Marvel has made a wise decision focusing on her at just the right time. There is no way. I mean, this is on Screen Rant. Nobody's buying her books. Nobody knows who she is. I guarantee you could ask 100 people on the street, and most of them will be like, oh yeah, Captain Marvel, I've heard of that. Now, I'm not saying that maybe people will really love the character. I don't know. But there are just blatant lies in this article. And first of all, are you joking? Replacing Spider-Man? Are you joking? That is one of the most ridiculous statements I've ever heard. There is plenty of people that could, quote unquote, try to replace him, but there is no replacing Spider-Man. All right? He is iconic. Now, if you want to bring somebody in who is also well known and established cinema history, sure, there are options there. But let's not go too far here and say Miss Marvel can replace Spider-Man. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.